From the studios of Retail Doctor Group, this is David Kindle in partnership with National Retail Association discussing our Fit for Business modules with Brian Walker, CEO and founder of Retail Doctor Group. Hello, Brian.
Hi, David. Good to be with you.
Today we're discussing our Fit for Business module, Customer Connection. Brian, how many years have you been dealing with customers in a retail environment?
Well, David, it's been probably well over 35 years now at this point in time. Really at the start, working in retail stores, all the way through to leading national retail businesses who dealt with customers day in, day out.
So over those 35 years, what's changed in your view?
Oh, we have a more educated customer now, more savvy, a lot more connected through all the various mediums that we talk about, websites, social media and so forth. But ultimately, great retail is about great customer service. It's all about the relationship that's built between retailer, if you like, and their customer. And that really hasn't changed.
So it's more than just a smiling face these days?
There's no doubt that competition's increased. As I touched on, consumers are more savvy. They tend to generally shop across different brands. And so what we always hear from customers is their remembrance of a great experience, much more than price, in many cases even to having the product in stock. So it's certainly critical that retailers think just above the smiling face, as you say, David, because that smiling face and the steps of a sale, if you like, are all just the basic entry level. Now it's the above and beyond in service that matters.
So there's no point being friendly but taking 10 days to deliver an online package that a competitor could deliver in a couple of hours, for example.
Well, that's right, because every time a customer meets a retailer or a salesperson in a retail business, I'm always reminded of the John Carlson moment of truth. And everything around brand, process, efficiency really comes to its inflection point, if you like, at that moment. And it's the experience we have with another human being is the experience that we remember more often than not from our retail moments.
So we deal with customers in so many specific points or touch points as we talk about. Can I ask you about some specific ones? In store.
Oh, well, that's the jewel in the crown. That's where really the tactile inspiration should come. And that's all really about the experience that the customer has at the human level. And that can be, of course, sight, touch, talk, smell, and so forth. And it's all about the senses. At the fundamental service level, did this retailer make me as a customer feel really good in the environment I was in?
I'm always glad to hear that in-store, shopfront retail is doing well. And I look at examples like Apple, the biggest company in the world, and they open stores for us to go and visit, and they're still successful. What about social media? How is that a point where we touch the customer?
Oh, there's no doubt that social opinion, for example, is really the child of social media. And there's something like 900,000 tweets per minute around the world and many fascinating stats that social media is this mass communicator of experience. So in days gone by, a negative customer experience might be told to a local community. Now it can be broadcast in lifetime globally. So it has huge impact on retailer reputation, certainly around service. So we certainly encourage retailers to be very aware of social media and coaching their team members on the impact of positive or less positive customer experience.
We were working with a retailer the other day who was just a bit nervous about putting his exclusive product range up on a social media platform. Should retailers be too protective of their product, or is it just get it out there?
Oh, I think it's get it out there to the relevant target market for the retailer and therefore the relevant target customer base. It's interesting, we live in a world where 80% of the world's data has been created in the last 2 years. So knowledge is power, and having that content, that product, whatever it might be, communicated in a relevant channel. So we don't, for example, say to our clients to use all forms of social media. We talk about appropriate, relevant channels of social media to showcase product, to showcase story, most of all to showcase point of difference and service.
So it's just as simple as starting a Facebook account and starting to promote my business online.
Yeah, Facebook may well be the medium, and it is. All this comes back to what is my unique point of difference? And then how do I display that in all the various channels, but still building that human customer service element throughout?
What about mobile phones?
Over 85% of us now, and growing, now pre-research a retailer using our smartphones, using our devices, if you like. There's no doubt that we are moving from e-commerce into S-commerce, social media commerce, and m-commerce, mobile commerce. So the device, live-enabled websites for mobile is a critical feature. And also from a retailer customer point of view, it's important too that retailers understand how their customers are shopping them and the experience they expect from mobile.
So when I design and build my website, I should always include a mobile version to make it easier for customers to navigate.
Without a doubt. And we should also be showing our team members, our staff members, what's on the mobile site, what's being shown online, and what is obviously available in store, so that our staff give even better service. And one of the key ingredients of great customer service is product knowledge.
So our website, when it starts and our customers interact with it, should that include all our product range, everything we do, or is it a limited range of what we carry?
It certainly depends on the circumstance, but as a broad comment, we're seeing more retailers carry broader and broader online ranges and actually tightening them up in stores and thereby reducing costs and so forth. And one of the influences that can occur now is that we put more focus on customer service, more knowledge, with certainly less full range in store, but an ability for the customer service assistant, if you like, retail sales team member to be able to use an online medium via a device like an iPad or a phone, as well as what's in the store to communicate to the customer.
Can you explain how we can use loyalty programs to help increase sales and margins?
Well, loyalty programs are an important part of the mix, particularly when we're emotionalizing our product or our brand such that there is an emotional connection between customer and salesperson. And so loyalty programs play a very, very strong role in cementing that bond between brand, customer service within that brand, and of course, the customer. So loyalty programs are important, but again, they have to reflect the uniqueness of that retail offer.
I still get catalogues in my letterbox at home. I thought they were a thing of the past. Are they still useful in retail today?
Catalogue readership is diminishing as a consequence of every other channel that we've touched on today. However, in some businesses, particularly the value end retail, they're still very strong, and the readership in certain demographics is still considerably strong. So anecdotally, 50 plus demographics tend to read catalogues much more than the millennials do, for example. So again, it's appropriate to the target segment of that market and how they're being used.
So it's really a coordinated approach along all these points where you interact with the customer.
It is, David. It's a coordinated approach, but every one of those channels needs to really, in our view, bring customers to the shop, because the shop is where customer service really comes alive at that tactile, inspirational level. And then these other channels to market are support networks for that.
There's a paradigm shift that a lot of people are talking about in retail at the moment. Can you explain what the old way and the new way is?
Of course, growing up in retail, it was all about bringing people to the brand. And therefore, we'd open our shops and every activity was all about what was going on in the shops. But of course, now we live in a global economy. Savvy or fit retailers are on show 24/7 anywhere around the world. So customers can shop them 24/7 from any point in the world. And so as a consequence, we are bringing our point of sale or the brand to the customer. And that's a key part of modern retailing, that our stores are our physical manifestations of our retail offer, but they're not the entire offer. And so that's that fundamental paradigm shift.
Is it expensive to achieve that?
It's all relative to scale. So if, for example, you're a national network as such, it's, if you like, a variable cost absorbed into the business, but it allows us more touch, more reach, more ability to serve customers. And so one would hope that the economics of doing that in revenue and brand growth and customer numbers are greater than the cost or investment.
Brian, Retail Doctor Group is part of the Ebeltoft Global Retail Consultancy team. So with your contacts and overseas knowledge, can you share with us some information about a global retailer that just does this customer connection really, really well?
There are many. One that comes to mind would be Globetrotter out of Europe in Germany. It's an outdoor adventure wear retailer. And what's interesting around their business in my mind is that they divide this whole customer experience into building a community. So they have a very conscious pre-sale activity. That is first time we get in touch with the brand. They're very, very strong on social media, strong on all the relevant channels, and they bring us, introducing us into the brand. When we come into the shop, they've even got physical, tactile test areas for products so that you can put on a jacket, you can go into a wind tunnel and it can test the thickness and material and viscosity and so forth. And then when you purchase your jacket or still wander out, you're still part of their community. So they're back in touch with you with social media, back in touch with online, customer opinions, invitations to join loyalty groups and the like. So you are part of their tribe. And this is really redefining what customer service is. It's not just the 9 to 5 shutters are up face to face. It is the broader in-touch connection with that retailer's offer and the invitation to be part of the community. And when invited to the community, that's when customer loyalty has its most potent effect.
They have climbing walls and they have adventure areas for kids to play. I mean, in Australia, retail space is quite expensive. How could a local retailer introduce that type of customer connection in their store?
We work with our clients, and on the distribution modelling, we talk and work closely in building more flagships, more experiential centres, less so in the broader networks where, as you point out, rental and salaries and the like are quite high relative to the world. And over time, we'll see more things such as artificial intelligence, use of visual integration and dynamics, which will make that even more possible out in the suburbs. So again, retail has to have more and more theatre, more and more experience to it in the physical sense. That's where the flagship strategy plays a big part, and showrooming is an example of that. However, from a customer service point of view, we also need to invest more and more into training, working with mentoring and coaching great customer service team members, because that's where the brand is really made.
So there's more ways to connect with the customer than ever before. How do you keep across that? If you're a small business, small retailer, is it possible to keep across all those aspects on your own?
It's certainly one of the opportunities and challenges for those small to medium retailers. In presentations to retailers, I quite often say, if you can just start to get yourself online and have a trading site with a simple business information system, a good CRM, customer relationship managed package, start to collect data, and data is important. It's a crucial element of the mix. Bring on someone for 10 hours a week to start to build your website messaging, your changing to drive SEO and your social media story. And of course, working on your store and retail marketing, that's the start. And from there, as you grow, scale grows and investment grows.
Brian, it sounds very important that retailers get across all these aspects. Should they get some professional help to at least get started and begin the process with some strategy behind it?
Yeah, increasingly, David, retail is about differentiation at the brand. And setting aside all the mechanics of measurement, that brand differentiation and how we build this channel plan to market is an increasingly important part, because retailers are not just about making sales, they're about giving great customer experiences, building communities and databases, as we touched on, and having a very clear plan of execution to get to that point. And so we advise our clients, and I'm sure many advisors in the marketplace will do everything they can to assist retailers to build a plan.
Well, thank you, Brian, for your time today.
Thanks, David, for yours. It was a pleasure.
This is David Kindle from Retail Doctor Group discussing our Fit for Business module, Customer Connection, in partnership with the National Retail Association.
For more information on how Retail Doctor Group can help improve your business fitness, visit our website, retaildoctor.com.au. Email us at businessfitness@retaildoctor.com.au or follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn or Facebook. We look forward to hearing from you.